Hey, hi, how you doing? This is Kim Reads Urantia, here to read from the Urantia book. First, Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey. This selection is directly from the poetry or the writings of Andrew Harvey. Okay, April 17th, let's go. In this age when history itself is on fire, in this time of the convulsion of the beast, of the final dance of the enraged demons, may I keep faith, Lord, in your sublime alchemy that has ordained the mystery that from deepest, darkest births, the highest light, from the deepest darkness births the highest light. Wow. Okay, so the imagery here is pretty fantastic. This is the time of the convulsion of the beast. You like it when I do that? Oh, yeah. That's why I have such high ratings. Yeah. Okay. We talk about the end times and all this stuff, and I think that has different meanings for you, whether you be a spiritually conservative minded person. Here the end times means something different than if you have more I know Eastern type of views. I know Andrew Harvey has studied the goddess Kali, and this is Kali, the dance of the enraged demons. Of course, here we see all this destruction, all this horror in the world. I mean, cops shooting children, and disease, and people. You know what? That's not even the scariest thing to me. It's just the hardest thing for me to watch is people just not caring about each other. People that are abandoned. That's the hardest thing for me to see. And I can't mother the whole world. I'm not trying to say that, but anyway, when I see all that, it's hard to keep faith that all this is for a reason, and God is, God isn't really doing this, but he's allowing this to happen. He allows all this to happen, and it's for cleansing. It's for, this is part of a stage in a cycle. And if I have faith, I will emerge from all this destruction. Just like, this is kind of corny, but I like to think of myself as Daenerys Targaryen, in the flames with the dragon eggs there, and everything is burning, and she's just there, and everything is burning down around her, and faith lets her emerge from that untouched. Of course, you don't go looking for martyrdom. Don't go looking for it. It's not a night. It's not a something that we look for, but having faith means that if I'm chosen for that, or if something happens, you know everything could come down and burn away, and I'll still be here. I don't know. Gosh, it's so hard, and you don't desire this. People actually desire this sometimes. It's cuckoo, um no, but it's the faith, the certainty that I'll be okay if the whole world burns down into an ash, a cinder. I'll still be here. I'll still be here praising God. That's huge, you know? Um, that's kind of what this is. And also here, this last line intrigues me, is that from deepest darkness births the highest light. Okay, so some of us here have experienced this, that it's this rubber band kind of energy, that when you pull it back into the darkness, the further you pull it back, the more energy you have to spring forward into goodness, the more energy you have to serve the good. Okay, and that's for people who have, that's comfort for people who have lived through extremes. Okay, people who have kind of led a pretty, you know, spot, you know, path that, without, you know what I mean, stayed within the framework of regular. But then there's some of us who have really gone out and pushed limits and have lived outside of the normal bounds of what we'd call a normal productive life existence. I'm not going to say where I fall in there. You know, I'm okay. But I would say I've teased that a little bit. I haven't gone to extremes that a lot of people have gone to, but I've flirted with those boundaries a lot, and I've been very fortunate. Um, um, but I've known people have been to those extreme places, and what they find, what they discover about themselves is huge. It's about themselves, and about, you know, their ability to survive. And yeah, they're like the rubber band that's been stretched, that's been pulled back into those, that extreme darkness. And then when they recover, they have to be willing, to let go of that illness and whatever grudges, whatever burdens, and whatever um angst is burdening them. And that's hard. That's the hardest things, to let go of it, to let go of the addiction to whatever behavior is destructive to you. You have to let go of it. If you do that, sometimes it can be a spectacular show of somebody coming into their own and finding their own value, and that's been wonderful for me to witness, and thank God for those people in my life. Okay, I'm going to now read to you from the Trinity's last part here of the foreword. We're going to get done with the foreword. Yes. All right. Okay. The Trinity's, the original and eternal paradise Trinity is existential and was inevitable. This never beginning Trinity was inherent in the fact of the differentiation of the personal and the non-personal by the Father's unfettered will, and factualized when his personal will coordinated these dual realities by mind. The post-Havona Trinities are experiential, are inherent in the creation of two sub-absolute and evolutional levels of power, personality, manifestation in the master universe. Clear as bell. Okay, so that's when the whole thing started here, the Father had to set himself free by creating something, or a space where deity potential could emerge. So between actuality and potential. So, a place kind of where there's no actual deity, there's no actual God, but that there's possibility or there's an emptiness to fill with something, a choice, free will. Okay. So, after that was the first trinities. The first trinities are existential. Now, afterwards, the post-Havana trinities are experiential, inherent in the creation of two sub-absolute and evolutional levels of power, personality, manifestation in the master universe. Okay, so the two sub-absolute, right, are the ultimate and the supreme, or the physical and the mental. Okay, because mental energy, that's creation, is happening on this level too. And creation also unfolds in the physical level. So here, two levels were created besides the absolute level. Okay. The Paradise Trinity, the eternal deity union of the universal Father, the eternal Son, and the infinite Spirit, is existential in actuality, but all potentials are experiential. Therefore, does this Trinity constitute the only deity reality embracing infinity? And therefore, do there occur the universe phenomena of the actualization of God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and God the Absolute? The first and second experiential trinities, the post-Havana trinities, cannot be infinite because they embrace derived deities. Okay, so there's the existential trinity, which is the Father, Son, and the Spirit, the big three, the Paradise trinities. Then there's the first and second experiential trinities. So there's two more sets of trinities, probably associated here with the physical level or action potential level, physical action, and then with the mental ultimate is what I'm thinking. Let's see. These are derived deities. The first and second experiential trinities, the post-Havana trinities, cannot be infinite because they embrace derived deities. Deities evolved by the experiential actualization of realities created or eventuated by the existential Paradise Trinity. Infinity of divinity is being ever enriched, if not enlarged, by finity and absonity of creature and creator experience. Okay, so right, infinity of divinity is constantly being enriched and perhaps enlarged. So it's expanding and it's growing more complex, it's growing more manifestations, it's kind of infinitely, even though, right? Yeah, we say God doesn't change, but what if God's nature is to create continuously, pretty much all the time, to be creating? So then God would have to be always creating new things, new beings, right? So that's one thing that I remember they allude to in this here later. So it's not antithetical to God's never changing nature that creation should always be expanding, and that, yeah. Okay, that doesn't mean God's changing, he's just always creating. Yeah. Trinities are truths of relationship and facts of coordinate deity manifestation. Trinity functions encompass deity realities. Okay? And deity realities always seek realization and manifestation in personalization. Deity realities always seek personalization. Okay, so if we have this idea that, right, that we want to welcome the poor immigrants, give me your poor, you're starving, your huddled masses, right? Okay. So just that we have this idea, that idea is seeking personality manifestation. Okay. And there we have the Statue of Liberty out of an idea of that. I don't know. Can an idea, ideas are interesting things to me. An idea can be like, somebody said idea is like a virus. It can be very contagious, and they can grow, and they can be dangerous, and but they can be very powerful, very good too. So, very, very fascinating. Yeah. Okay. Deity realities. Well, but we're talking about deity realities, not just, okay. But what is a deity reality? Is that the same thing as a deity? Trinity functions encompass deity realities. A deity is like a person. Deity realities seek personal manifestation and personalization. Okay, I'm going to stop. God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and even God the Absolute. Therefore, divine inevitabilities. There, the word divine is used as a verb. They are therefore divine inevitabilities. Okay, God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and even God the Absolute are therefore divine inevitabilities. Right, I got it. These three experiential deities were potential in the existential Trinity, the Paradise Trinity, but their universe emergence as personalities of power is dependent in part on their own experiential functioning in the universes of power and personality, and in part on the experiential achievements of the post-Havona creators and trinities. Okay, so those are existential Trinity, the Paradise Trinity, but their universe emergence as personalities of power. Because they are personalities that are emerging and of power. Okay, because they're part of us, in us. Okay, mind is a gift from the Holy Spirit. The Spirit of Truth is a gift from the Eternal Son through the Creator Son, right? And of course, our thought adjusters. So they kind of depend on us. So they are partly dependent on how these parts of them are functioning within us and how we accept those parts. The two post-Havona trinities, the ultimate and the absolute experiential trinities, are not now fully manifest. They're in process of universe realization. These deity associations may be described as follows. 1, ultimate trinity, the ultimate trinity, now evolving, will eventually consist of the supreme being, the supreme creator personalities, and the absonite architects of the master universe. Okay, so this is a lot different than what I'd conjectured here before. The ultimate trinity is part of, the supreme creator personalities, the supreme being, right? And the supreme creator personalities. I suppose that means all of the creator sons, like Jesus and all the creator sons, and the Absonite architects of the master universe. Okay, the master universe. Okay, so those unique universe planners who are neither creators nor creatures. Right. They're neither creators or creatures. Okay, then what are they? Forces of nature kind of stuff? If it's not a creator or creature, it must be non-personal or not something that's personalized. God the ultimate will eventually and inevitably powerize and personalize as the deity consequence of the unification of this experiential ultimate trinity in the expanding arena of the well-nigh limitless master universe. And we're talking about master universe, so we're not even talking about grand universe. Master universe is bigger than just the 7 super universes in Havona. So it's like these this trinity, the creator sons and the supreme being and all of the stuff that's out there, the Absonite architects of the master universe, which aren't really even creators or creatures. That's some unusual type of things. They must be they're probably, well, it says they're Absonite, so they're ideas. Okay. They're kind of like ideas or conjectures of like beauty or grace or functionality. I'm trying to think of architectural things that are, right? Or Baroque. I don't know. What is that? Classical architecture. I don't know what that is. Architects, building stuff. Okay. And when God the ultimate comes, right, will be kind of these things will be personalized under powerized and personalized as will be the God the ultimate will be powerized and personalized as a consequence of these 3 agencies coming together. The unification of this experiential ultimate trinity in the expanding arena of the well-nigh limitless master universe. So those things will come together, go out into the master universe under the directorship of the God the ultimate, and start managing things out beyond the 7 super universes, right? Right. Okay. 2. The absolute trinity, the second experiential trinity. So this is what we're talking about here. The other time, God the absolute and the absolute trinity, which is like wild. Okay. That's what we talked about that was so far out. It's like, I don't know. Should we really even be talking about this? But anyway, we're going to talk about it. The absolute trinity, the second experiential trinity, now in the process of actualization, will consist of God the Supreme. Okay, so the rest of this, the God the Supreme and the Supreme Being are not quite the same thing. What I'm feeling, okay, Supreme Being is from the, see, I don't know, but I'm just gonna say what I'm feeling like. You know what I mean? Okay, so Supreme Being is looking from, we're putting our experiences, the mortal experiences, into the Supreme Being. So it's from us up. Okay? Up, like up the escalator. And the God the Supreme is from God downward. So it's like, okay, so maybe the ultimate trinity has to do with the not quite the evolving divine, the ascending sons. Interesting. I don't even know. That's just conjecture. And the absolute is more of the descending type energy. But that's what I've thought of the God, the Supreme. See, you don't know what any. I don't know a lot. I listen to people talk about it, but I try to hook things up in my mind the way I feel like they are. And but listen to other people. But I'm talking right now. Okay, to the absolute Trinity, the second experiential Trinity, now in process of actualization, will consist of God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and the unrevealed consummator of universe destiny, whatever that is. Okay, so this will consist of God the Supreme, God the Ultimate. So that the head guy of the ultimate Trinity is one of these three in this absolute Trinity. Okay, so God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and the unrevealed consummator of universe destiny. This Trinity functions on both personal and superpersonal levels, even to the borders of the non-personal. And its unification in universality would experientialize absolute deity. Okay, so I'm feeling that would mean like God the Father and the Son and the Spirit could be able to walk around here and handle things like ordinary folks. And right now they're so divine they can't do that. They can't even come down to can't even do that. We only have this hint of their existence, right? The creator sons are divine beings, but they're also half human. They're also part human. So they're the most divine beings that could walk around among us. So, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going here, but maybe that's what that means. Even to the borders of the non-personal, and its unification of this would experientialize absolute deity, because right now it's not experiential, it's existential. I don't know, folks, my children, this is so mysterious. You know what? I love it though. It's crazy. It's not frustrating to me. It's just like, I know it means something. Okay. The ultimate Trinity is experientially unifying in completion, but we truly doubt the possibility of such full unification of the absolute Trinity. Okay, so maybe that's not even possible, even though theoretically that's what it's kind of doing. Okay, that's my cat. She's messing with this. Quit doing that, honey. She's trying to scratch her little face. She's scratching her little face. Okay, all right, honey, you gotta go. I'm gonna come and feed you in just a minute, okay? Okay, so our concept, we truly doubt the possibility of such full unification of the absolute Trinity. Our concept, however, of the eternal paradise Trinity is an ever-present reminder that deity trinitization may accomplish what is otherwise non-attainable. Hence, do we postulate that the sometime appearance of the supreme ultimate and the possible trinitization, factualization of God the Absolute. So that means that, I don't know, these things would achieve higher levels of actuality and potential. These things that I can't even come up to all that. Okay, I have to just keep moving. This gets so crazy. Okay, the philosophers of the universes postulate a trinity of trinities. Why not? An existential, experiential trinity infinite. But they're not able to envisage its personalization. Possibly it would equivalent to the person of the Universal Father on the conceptual level of the I am. But irrespective of all this, the original Paradise Trinity is potentially infinite, since the Universal Father actually is infinite. Okay. Dang. I don't know. I would like a trinity of trinities, just like, Neapolitan ice cream. What could be better than that, right? Or that means like 9. There'll be a trinity of trinities. So 3 trinities. That's 9 primary deities. And why shouldn't those all trinitize too? So we can have 81. No? Would that be right? Something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. No, that would be 27. Right. Then when those trinitize, it would be 81. I'm asking my cat if she knows about any of this. I think she does. She's just not talking, not telling me. She's very wise. She's, yeah. Yeah, I think they know a lot. I think she knows a lot. Okay, anyway, I'm going to read through this acknowledgement here quick, just to round it out. Okay. I'm bewildered, dumbfounded, and totally overwhelmed by this. But hey, I'll sleep it off, and I'm sure you will too. Anyway, the acknowledgement. In formulating the succeeding presentations having to do with the portrayal of the character of the Universal Father and the nature of his Paradise Associates, together with an attempted description of the perfect central universe and the encircling 7 superuniverses, we are to be guided by the mandate of the superuniverse rulers, which directs that we shall, in all our efforts to reveal truth and coordinate essential knowledge, give preference to the highest existing human concepts pertaining to the subjects to be presented. We may resort to pure revelation only when the concept of presentation has had no adequate previous expression by the human mind. Successive planetary revelations of divine truth invariably embrace the highest existing concepts of spiritual values as a part of the new and enhanced coordination of planetary knowledge. Okay. So yeah, these beings, they're looking for the highest, our own best, most truest philosophy, and using this language to express these ideas here, and they're not supposed to reveal any new ideas unless they really have to. Unless it's really wouldn't make sense otherwise. Accordingly, in making these presentations about God and his universe associates, we have selected as the basis of these papers more than 1,000 human concepts. Okay, I want the list. 1,000. Okay, I want the list. Okay, but it's not here. Okay. We have selected more than 1,000 human concepts representing the highest and most advanced planetary knowledge of spiritual values and universe meanings, wherein these human concepts, assembled from the God-knowing mortals of the past and the present, are inadequate to portray the truth as we are directed to reveal it. We will unhesitatingly supplement them. We will unhesitatingly supplement them for this purpose, drawing upon our own superior knowledge of the reality and divinity of the paradise deities and their transcendent residential universe. We are fully cognizant of the difficulties of our assignment. Yeah, I understand it's hard for you. It's hard for me to read this, though. That's, We recognize the impossibility of fully translating the language of the concepts of divinity and eternity into the symbols of the language of the finite concepts of the mortal mind. But we know that there dwells within the human mind a fragment of God, and that there sojourns with the human soul the Spirit of truth. And we further know that these spirit forces conspire to enable material man to grasp the reality of spiritual values and to comprehend the philosophy of universe meanings. Yes. Yes. Faith. Yep. Believe it. But even more certainly, we know that these spirits of the divine presence are able to assist man in the spiritual appropriation of all truth, contributory to the enhancement of the ever-progressing reality of personal religious experience. God consciousness. That's your goal, folks. God consciousness. Go get it. Let's get it. Indicted by an Orvantan divine counselor, chief of the corps of super universe personalities assigned to portray on Urantia the truth concerning the paradise deities and the universe of universes. There you have it. The forward, folks. Okay. Not to be read on an empty stomach, that's for sure. Okay, you have a good one. I will see you again soon. God bless.